Welcome back, and now I have the great pleasure of introducing two very handsome men, but very powerful men with visions and dreams. I have Reverend Will Bard. How are you?
Very good, thanks, Christina.
And Dr. George Gladys.
Thank you.
From the New England Dream Center. And
Yes.
I have a vision and a dream tonight that when this segment's over, that everybody knows about the New England Dream Center and
We
they know
hope
the
so.
great things you do.
We hope so.
Start to tell us about the New England Dream Center and how you got it started.
Well, birthed in a vision and a dream about 5 years ago. Just believed we needed to make a difference in the lives of those who are displaced, abused, or neglected in our society, families or individuals. And knowing that there's lots of resources for people to participate in, really felt that there were areas that we could make a difference in that wasn't going to duplicate services or whatnot. And we found ourselves establishing what is known today as a wraparound full-service social service organization that meets both the social, spiritual, and physical needs of many, many people.
And so a few years ago, your calling was to help the disadvantaged and also to find a facility so that you'll be able
Yes.
to bring it into either urban settings or neighborhoods so you can help people right on, almost like on the streets.
Absolutely. You know, we started with no money, no building, no facility, nothing, just 5 years ago, and established ourselves 4 years ago at 5 Chestnut Street and an abandoned city church that was known as the Cathedral of Worcester for years, National Historic Site on the Registry of National Historic Places. Empty for 30 years. We finally were able to work with the city and Preservation Worcester and the owner to take the facility over, and it's been open now for just under 3 years, or just over 3 years, I should say, and it works pretty much 7 days a week, most nights as well, as the New England Dream Center, and the place is full, jammed.
So
already.
everybody, so I want my viewers to really understand exactly this building. I know myself until I really met you and talked to you that there's this beautiful historic building at the top of Pearl Street.
Right at the top of Pearl Street.
And it sits almost like a jewel right in Chestnut Street. And everybody
Yes.
wondered, as I did, like what goes on in there? And tonight I want you to tell them exactly what goes on there with all your programs and how you help people. And I've been in there and I've seen senior people and people with mental disabilities. So let's start off by starting with the youngest of our disadvantaged.
Well, we established, our first thing that we established was an Adopt-A-Block program where people can come, and like most organizations, you have certain families that sign up with you, that you understand their needs, you understand what's going on. And we started, our first thing was a Dreams and Wishes concept, which was a Christmas extravaganza for the city. And our first year, we weren't even quite in the building yet. We only had 6 weeks to plan it, and we pulled off this sort of toy drive Christmas thing that ended up having a couple hundred people that come to it. And so we just were really excited and got to touch the lives of these 200 people. And so our Adopt-A-Block continued to march on, which was really our strategic programming at first. We were the largest food giveaway in the history of Worcester, giving over 20,000 pounds of food away in one day that fed 400 families for 1 week.
Wow.
And it fed 400 families, but we had 350 volunteers that gave out the food. We literally walked the food to people's houses, had a big picnic that day. So amazing things such as that. But our Dreams and Wishes has turned into one of the greatest Christmas extravaganzas that anyone could be a part of. And this last year, over 6,000 people participated, and we were able to help that many kids and parents with toys and gifts and Santa's Village. We literally turn our center into like an FAO Shorts Winter Wonderland. It's just absolutely astounding.
To them.
Everything for free to the families, and but they become part of our community. So we don't let them go just after a Christmas gift. I mean, we meet their needs socially, financially, in the sense of through clothing and food and those types of things. And then what it does is opens up a whole world of help and opportunity, from job training to programs for their children. We bus in over 100 kids to our urban leadership training every single Saturday, to dance programs, helping kids, have an out through the theater and the arts. But Dr. George actually runs all our programs, and so he really knows, what we're doing as far as the social service part especially.
Right, and why don't you start with the tradesman program that recently was launched with ribbon cutting?
Christina, this is a marvelous program for Worcester and Central Massachusetts. We are starting our first semester of this program. We take the low-income, underskilled individuals who are interested in the trades, carpentry, electrical, plumbing. And we have a program for them that will train them in all of these trades all the way up to being able to take the exam for general contractor. And we have a fully equipped shop for this. We have a truck on wheels that will take our shop into places where we restore dilapidated buildings here in Worcester and put them back on the tax rolls. They will be learning firsthand how to redo buildings and restore old homes back into their prime. And those homes are then sold, the profits poured back into the program, and that home put on the tax rolls. So not only do the students learn and grow from this and become able to now have their own business as a general contractor and become good citizens of our community, but also an old broken down home is restored and put back on the tax rolls. That neighborhood benefits from that new home. And then we start the program all over again with a new covey of students. It's really exciting.
That is so exciting, and you'll also work. I know we had the city at the ribbon cutting, and they've expressed interest that they want a meeting soon so that you can go and talk to their programs to collaborate and all other social service programs. So you're going to work with them in tandem, and that's what's so great about what you have to offer. You're not working in a vacuum.
It's exciting, Christina,
right,
because these are some of the initiatives that the city manager, the mayor, and their office has put out with Buy Worcester Now and the stabilization of some of our communities. They have many abandoned houses for back taxes and these things. We actually have the funding to help partnership with the city to be able to take some of those homes, rehabilitate those homes, stabilize the community, bring in some more low-income housing for people who can't afford the higher income housing, and just bring health, hope, and life to some of the city's areas that are just a little bit desperate and needing some needs. So
that's great. Now, let's now take it to Earth, and we are on Earth, but let's say they're the sandwich generation. There's lots of us that take care of children and adult parents.
Yes.
You offer something at your center that is so spectacular. Talk about the senior program, because if nothing else, at least call and find out how you either can help, or maybe you know someone who's disadvantaged that they might be able to be helped. So tell us a little bit about the adult program.
Well, we're talking now about the senior program that we have, our elder daycare. This is for older individuals who are capable of taking care of themselves but really shouldn't be left alone for a whole day. And so we send our Dream Center shuttles out into the community. I'm sure you've seen these all over town. And we pick up people at their residences or homes, and we bring them to our center for the day. We provide meals for them. We have some medical assistance. But the most important thing is that we keep their minds and their bodies activated. There are exercises for them. There are activities for them to be involved in, creating crafts and being socially involved with each other. And for a whole day, we make sure that they're okay and are learning and growing as older adults, and then take them home at the end of the day. We have a full-scale kitchen where we make sure their dietary needs are also taken care of. Wow. And that's one of our best programs at the center. Also, we have a adult center for those who are neurologically challenged. Also adults who cannot quite get along by themselves for the whole day. They have certain mental health issues. And we do the same thing with them, although in a little different way. They're in a separate program, but they don't sit in front of a TV all day watching TV. Rather, they're engaged with other people. They're involved in exercises and other kinds of crafts and programs. A foundation gave us musical instruments so that we've created a band and we do musical therapy with them. We have a nursing staff to also make sure that their concerns are cared for in that way as well.
Okay, so the New England Dream Center, everybody knows exactly where it's at, 5 Chestnut Street. And if people want to get involved in any ways, donations or volunteer, or they know someone who needs help, they can call you. It's popping up, but why don't you give us the telephone number?
Absolutely, they can call 508-757-3333.
And I know your mission is to love
people to life.
Love people to life.
Beyond.
And beyond.
That's right.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Christina.
We'll be right back.